All right, let's talk about the option Greeks. But forget all the complex math and textbooks for a second. We're going to break it down with a super simple analogy. Think of it like a dashboard for your trades. And trust me, this is going to completely change how you see the market's hidden forces.
I mean, has this ever happened to you? It's got to be one of the most frustrating things in trading. You nail the stock's direction, you think, yes, I got this. But then you check your account, and you've actually lost money. You're just left wondering, how is that even possible?
Well, the thing is, an options price isn't just a simple puppet of the stock's up and down movement. Nope. There are all these other invisible factors working behind the scenes, these hidden forces that can either help you or, well, really hurt you. And if you can't see them, you're basically flying blind. So how do we actually see these forces? That's where the option Greeks come in. The best way to think about them is as the gauges on your car's dashboard, right? They don't steer the car for you, but they give you all the critical info you need to navigate your trade and hopefully not crash. And these are the 5 main gauges we're going to look at today. You've got delta, gamma, theta, vega, and rho. Each one tells you something totally unique and absolutely vital about what your option is doing and where it might be headed. Okay, let's kick things off with the first 2 gauges. These are all about how your option reacts to the stock price itself. Think of them as your speed and your acceleration. First up, we've got delta. This is your speedometer. It tells you exactly how fast your option's price is moving relative to the stock. It basically answers one simple question. For every $1 move the stock makes, how much is my option going to change in value? So let's say you've got a call option with a delta of 0.70. If that stock climbs by just $1, your option's value is going to go up by about 70 cents. It's pretty much that direct. Delta gives you a hard number for your option's speed. And what's cool is, delta also tells you the direction of your bet. Calls, where you're betting the stock goes up, always have a positive delta. Puts, where you're betting it goes down, have a negative delta. It's that simple. One goes up with the stock, the other goes down. Okay, so if delta is your speed, what's next? Well, now we look at gamma. This is your accelerator pedal. Gamma tells you how quickly your speed, your delta, can change. It's all about the rate of acceleration for your option. And here's a perfect way to see how it works. Say your delta is 0.40 and your gamma is 0.05. If the stock moves in your favor by $1, gamma kicks in and pumps up your delta. So now your new speed or new delta is 0.45. This means your option just got more sensitive and it's going to make even more money on the next dollar move. That's acceleration in action. All right, so that's all about how your option reacts to the stock itself. But what about those other forces, those external factors? Let's check out the gauges that measure things like time and market turbulence. Okay, first up is theta. And this one's all about that ticking clock. Every single option has an expiration date, and theta measures how much value your option loses every single day, just because time is passing. It's a force you just can't escape. You know, the best way to think about it is like a melting ice cream cone. Every day, a little bit more of your option's value just drips away onto the pavement, and you can't get it back. And what's worse, that decay actually gets faster and faster as you get closer to expiration. Now, here's the really important thing you got to remember about theta. It's a total double-edged sword. If you buy an option, theta is your mortal enemy, just eating away at your investment every day. But if you sell an option, theta suddenly becomes your best friend because you get to collect that value as it drips away. Next up on the dashboard is Vega. I like to think of this one as the weather forecast for your stock. It measures how sensitive your option's price is to changes in volatility, which is really just a fancy way of saying how jumpy or wild the market expects the stock to be. So think about it. When the forecast calls for a storm, big uncertainty, maybe an earnings report is coming up, options get way more expensive. There's a bigger chance of a huge price swing. But when the forecast is calm and sunny and nobody expects big moves, options get cheaper. But you gotta watch out for something called the IV crush. See, after that big news event is over, the storm clouds clear and all that expected volatility just collapses. So even if the stock moved in your favor, that sudden drop in volatility can absolutely crush your options price. And that's Vega in action right there. Okay, deep breath. We've covered the main gauges. Now let's put it all together and see how to read the entire dashboard like a pro. So let's just quickly touch on our last gauge, rho. This one's all about interest rates. Honestly, for most of us doing shorter-term trades, its effect is super tiny. Kind of like the quiet hum of the engine you don't really notice. It's there, but it's definitely the quietest Greek on our dashboard. And there you have it. This is your dashboard, all in one place. Delta is your speed. Gamma is your acceleration. Theta is that melting ice cream cone of time. Vega is the weather forecast. And rho is just that quiet background hum. This right here is the cheat sheet that makes all those hidden sources visible. And this is really the most important lesson of all. You can't just stare at the speedometer. That's not how you drive a car, and it's not how you trade an option. A smart trader is constantly scanning the entire dashboard to understand what's really going on. Is time on your side? Is a volatility storm brewing? That's how you get the complete picture. By understanding these Greeks, you're not driving blind anymore. You can finally see the forces that are really moving your options price, and you can make much more informed decisions because of it. So the only question left is, now that you can read the dashboard, where will your next trade take you?